Hey guys, this is the final pre-launch video for the SaaS I'm building. This is putting 2 days together because I didn't have time to release a video yesterday. But this video will be a short one and I'll focus on the custom code that I added and some upcoming features that I'm thinking about adding for August. So the changes, the landing page copy changed a bit. But it's basically the same as before. Here is my pricing based on my entities, taxpayers, receipts, XMLs, and a custom feature like send receipts on WhatsApp instead of just on the platform. And the application looks like this. First, we have these simple onboarding steps for our users. For example, add your first taxpayer. Let's add my own. Oops, I clicked 2 times. And I want to show you that this taxpayer credentials is a custom form, but taxpayer credential relates to the taxpayer custom entity. And I'm using this SAT.WS API to add a credential. That's why I'm not showing you the code, because this is specific to Mexican invoices. But here, for example, I have my taxpayer ID and I have not added a credential. So let's add one. I could use my file that the government gave me. And right now it's checking. If I refresh this service, it's pending too. So whenever this is valid, it will return my application, the valid status right here. So now I'm getting the invoice from the XML UUIDs as well using this API. So let's upload a simple file. And this will go through all the workflow states that I've talked before. And here we have a valid XML, and meaning that it got the invoice, the valid invoice right here. So this is the invoice details and the invoice lines. And I added this tab for the invoice. If I'm super admin, I can delete this just for support, customer support. And this is basically my SaaS. So now I'm going to start working on the landing page and some things like I will translate the whole site to Spanish, because currently it's all in English, but this should be in Spanish, as well as the platform, the application inside within app. So, and the other thing that I need to do is set up the Stripe Live secret key. And the final thing I will deploy to this domain, because currently I have not done that. And the upcoming features for, I think, August will be, I need to prioritize this. This is not in a specific order or priority, but I realized with this app that I need workflow state notifications to email specific roles, and maybe build an built-in app notification system. Like, for example, if an XML is valid or invalid, notify some manager. And the next will be onboarding steps, but this to be managed from the admin portal instead of like I did here. This is just simple steps that is the same as the admin whenever you have not set the pricing or your email templates. This is just simple steps, but I want you to have full control on the onboarding for your users using the core steps like inviting members or subscribing, but also adding your custom steps. Like this step is for this custom role only. Like, I don't know, maybe on your app, this add your first taxpayer step is only for managers or admins or, I don't know, auditors. And next, I realized that I need to turn off certain features like CRM, API, well, CRM, not CRM, the API, the public API, groups, linked accounts, and maybe you want to disable the blog or events and webhooks because it takes database storage, I don't know. And affiliate and referral, I need to make a little bit of research before diving into this. And for the core, for example, I need to add inbound emails feature limits for certain plans, like having on the basic plan only 100 emails, and for the enterprise, I don't know, 1,000. And another thing that I'm debating is minimal analytics to log page views. I'm not thinking on building a full-featured analytics system like Google Analytics. And of course, the private repo issues, because right now there's a lot that have been there for a while. And yeah, so I'll make one final video, but after I launch this weekend. So the next video will be the number 10, and we'll finish this series on how I built this SaaS in 10 days, 10 work days, on top of SaasRock. And just a final note, this is all the files that changed. For example, tax credential form. I created this custom form for setting up the certificate and my private key and my password, and what else? Invoice type batch, like this one, like this one. This is an income, but could be an outcome, and or an expense. And the XML service changed a lot, because here is where I call this service SAT.WS. Let's find here. Find invoice by UUID. So I call this API, which is this service, and get the invoice. And other things like the dashboard with the manual workflow steps. I mean the onboarding steps, like here at your first taxpayer, and it's completed when the taxpayer's length is more than 0, of course, and the button redirects to you the taxpayer's new route. And the receipts, what did this changed? I broke the API for the action row edit, share, and tags. So before it was like parameter list instead of an object like this, but it's better to have an object for extensibility. And other custom things like, let me show you right here. If I'm on the XML, I have this route, and the index will be details, and the invoice tab will redirect to the invoice slug. So this looks like this. This is the XMLs with where it is the ID. So here it's a simple route that I set the tabs. As for example, details is the default. So if I'm go to the folder on the index, these details will redirect to the default, which is this one, which is the actual default row edit route. And what else changed? Well, for my SaaS, I need a phone for each tenant user. So my basic plan subscribers or enterprise subscribers can send the receipts via WhatsApp, and I will let them know that instead of uploading their receipts right here using this route. They could also send me receipts via WhatsApp like this, or send your WhatsApp to this number. And that's it. Of course, the schema changed because I added the issuer, receiver, invoice, and invoice item models for this custom functionality. And the seed, I added some more workflow states for the XML. For example, here, credential required, credential invalid, the invoice is canceled or is valid or is paid. For example, the one I uploaded is valid, so it should have a paid workflow step right here. And this pay step, I set it up here. If it's valid, the user can pay and send to paid like this, paid. And this user sent from valid to paid. So that's it. I hope you liked this series, and I'll let you know the results after, I don't know, maybe 1 month or 2 or 3 of this new SaaS that I'm building.